So, we will be continuing Bratva Prince by TJ Maguire, the second book of the Bratva series. We are on chapter 21, and we are finally 50% through with the fucking book. Okay, so, yeah. I'm going to come back. Okay, I am loving this book so far. There are some cringy parts that just make you wanna, oh fuck, you know? And then there are parts like the part where I'm at right now that make you wanna just kick your feet and giggle the entire time. Anyways, I'm going to finish this chapter, and if anything interesting happens, you'll be the first to know. I'm not done with the chapter, I know, but just listen to this. Oh my god. Ah! Okay, stop. Okay. Now, are you going to take my cock like a good little girl, or do you need me to force it down your throat like you're a bad whore? Bad little whore, but same shit. Man, this man, the things I'd let him do to me. Okay, so we just finished chapter 21. Okay, I really liked it. You see, I knew they should have sped it up because it was an oral. It was a sex scene, but he was going down on her, and I knew that he needs to speed it up because if he didn't, you're not going to get your turn. And then right when he was about to get his dick in her mouth, his phone started ringing. And yes, it was my favorite person in the whole wide world. It was Ayana! I love her. Anyways, yeah. And then she got up. Drea got up because she heard a female's voice on the phone. And then she probably got jealous. It wasn't his POV, so I don't know what she was thinking. But she probably got jealous and got up. And then he said something about being her older brother to the person on the phone. And then she stiffened and she started to blush because she was like, oh, right. Okay, so that's the book. It was really, I really liked that chapter. It was funny. It was cute. And now we're starting chapter 22, which is in Drea's POV. And if you didn't know, I love Drea's POV. And if you hear all that noise, ignore it, please. We're having a wee bit of a snack break. That hits the spot. TJ Maguire. I keep saying her name wrong. It's Maguire. TJ Maguire. Can we keep the cringe to a minimum? Like, I don't want to have to keep side-eyeing every single time I read a line. Like, let's keep the cringe here. We're about right here. I need it put down here. Thank you. Okay, we're on chapter 23 now. Guys. Okay, what I'm about to say is not funny, but it's just like, wow, it was unexpected. Homeboy started trauma dumping. His mother was raped by 12 men. Beaten, raped by 12 men, and then she was murdered. And then he was the one who found the body. And then he's been blaming himself because he was one of her guards since he was 17. But then that one day he decided not to. You know, not like she was hanging out with one of her friends, but then it was the first time his father asked him to help him with an interrogation, and he really wanted to do it. So he thought, oh, since they're going to one of their clubs and she already had her other 3 guards, she would be alright. No, they snatched. The thing is, they attacked everywhere. They attacked their restaurants, their clubs, and their own home. Yeah, they were trying to grab the whole family so they could make an example out of them to their father. But they only managed to grab the mom. And then the next day, they found oh my god, they were sent an address, and then he went. But he was 24 by this time. He went, and then he saw his mom on the floor. That is like, honestly, I don't understand how he's been able to hold that in, but he did. And he just trauma dumped on her. It was out of nowhere, guys. Out of nowhere. Okay, it all started because she was thinking about the Bratva after all that, and she asked him if he was the Bratva butcher, and she did the calculations and suspected that he was at an age where he could have been the Bratva. Then they started talking about his dad and his family, and then it drifted towards his mom. That's how it started. I'm just like, wow. I was not expecting that. That is honestly like the worst thing I've ever heard. No, actually, I take that back. I've heard about I've heard worse, but this really takes the cake. It's really up there. It's up there with the worst things I've ever read. Like, all right, they said she was beaten, naked, and almost unrecognizable. The autopsy showed semen from 12 men. And then Alexander's voice was devoid of all emotion as he spoke, and a haunted look in his eyes. I was the one who found her body. Not my man. Not my pooks. Not my pookalicious bear. Bro, that is like so fucked up. That is so fucked up. All to teach another like a rival a fucking lesson. You did that to a woman who didn't even have anything to do with it. Why don't you guys suck it fucking up and attack the man? Why is the woman the running author? Sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and read chapter 23. And I'll be back. She shifted her fingers through my hair and I groaned, goosebumps raising on my skin. I was a sucker for head scratches. Bitch, what the fuck are you, a dog? You know what? I know what else you're a sucker for. You're a sucker for these punches. I knew this wasn't like a slow burn. I know it wasn't, okay? I know it wasn't. Like, the first book was insta-lust and then it turned into insta-love. This is insta-lust, but it's turning into insta-love more faster than the last book did. Like, they're literally bearing their souls to each other. And we are only 50% into this book. Well, 54 if we're being exact, but still. We're halfway through this goddamn book. And then we are bearing their souls to each other, and they literally... I like it. I'm not hating on it. I like it. Some people don't do insta-lust or insta-love, right? But she's doing it. I'm loving this. I don't know if TJ Maguire is a girl or boy, but who cares? Literally. But I'm guessing she's a girl because, in a way, a guy wrote this. Okay, this is a masterpiece. If we take out the cringy parts, then we can just go, you know what I mean? But other than that, this is really good. Fuck. Yeah. Okay, so they're talking about, like, you know, their former partners and stuff like that. And then how she tried it with a normal person who was a part of the cartel, didn't end well. And then he said, yeah, normal people have a hard time adjusting to this life. I promise you, I literally promise you, if a mafioso, a fine-ass man, walked up to me and asked me to be his girlfriend, I'd be on my hands and knees, begging. Okay, I'd be begging for him to take me. I wouldn't even wait for the words to come out of his mouth. I'd be begging him to take me. Bitch, what the fuck are morals when it comes to a man like that? But... I mean, if I'm being so for real, though, if a mafia man ever walked up to me, I'd literally shit my pants. Like, I'm a civilian. Please get away from me. But, like, in my fictional head of delusion, yes, I'd be on my hands and knees for that man.
Arch your back, make it clap.
Yeah. But, like, honestly, somebody killing people, that doesn't even seem like a big deal to me. Like, if you're a serial killer and you kill innocent people, that's bad. They're killing people in their life who are also criminals. So, like, it's literally just getting rid of dirt with dirt. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I wouldn't mind. I really wouldn't mind. Let me stop. Okay, so I don't think I addressed this in the last video, but there's definitely a rat in her organization of the cartel and everything. And I think I have a few inklings. Not a few, I only have one. But I was sure, but then I heard the phone call between the two, and I was like, maybe not. I think her brother's a rat. I think he may have some type of resentment towards the fact that she is, like, you know, the head of the cartel, took after her father and everything. Maybe that. And if it's not her brother, I don't know who it could be, because that's it. Her mom and her brother are the only people I know from her life. I don't know who could have possibly ratted out on her, but Spis Parkonia Terkia. That means sleep well, baby, in Russian. He said that. I'm falling in love with him, literally. And let's not forget that I said that, no stutter. I think Sorry. I hated Dayton when I first met him because he sounded like an arrogant prick. But actually, it was just a self-defense mechanism. Anyways, I think Dayton's gonna be his right-hand man. Once he gets all sorted up and jacked up and learns how to fucking fight, you know? And not exerted by the motion of slapping somebody. He's gonna be Alexander's right-hand man. He's gonna be the Mikhail to Dimitri. I think that's what their dad's name is, Dimitri. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. But I just love their cute little relationship. It's like, it's giving father-son, but it's going to, you know, move up to, like, best friends. I feel like they're going to be best friends. I don't know why I'm so excited, but I'm glad he has somebody. Like, okay, we finished chapter 23, and I realized I did get snippets here and there about it, so I feel like you guys already know what happened in that chapter. We had a good heart-to-heart between Drea and Alexander, which is very cute. They talked for hours, and then he went downstairs after she fell asleep, and he hung out with Dayton, and he realized Dayton was really lonely. And then Dayton's like me. He's a very into it, like he watches the show and he was talking about what was happening and everything. He was like, oh my god, what's going on? Da, 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 da. You know, he's very into it. But Alexander's right alongside him. Like, we just started watching. I don't know what's going on either, buddy. But he let him speak, and then they got into the show. And by the time it was done, it was 4:30 a.m. Homeboy didn't even sleep. Alexander didn't sleep. Dayton fell asleep with his mouth wide open, drool dripping down from his mouth, and his hat haphazardly on his head. But yeah, I'm loving Dayton. He's giving he was never loved. Boy, you get the hell out of my face with that. Ugh! I don't think I'll ever get the thrill of the chase. Literally, he wants her to run, and he's gonna catch her. I don't get it. I really don't. But I guess that's their thing. They're over here trying to play a game of hide and go seek, and I'm just like, oh, this is cute. And then, bitch, I remember their fucking ages. Y'all are grown-ass people. He's 34, you're 31. Bitch, don't y'all have office jobs to get back to? Like, shit! Uh-huh! In my opinion, the quickest way to get your man hard is to bring up your previous love interest. Said no one ever! Why did she just do that? Oh my god! Dre, you're getting me so mad? You're getting me so mad. And you know damn well you would be so mad if you brought you-know-who into this conversation. She tattooed... Well, not her. Her previous tattoo artist, who was also a buddy for that, whatever, he tattooed his name on her pussy. First of all, that should hurt like a bitch. But now she's showing him. If you said it's nothing, he says, obviously not nothing if you tattooed his name on your pussy. Drea. So, we just got introduced to Alexander's grandfather. I do not like him. Not even a little bit. Okay, just to be out, I fucking hate his grandpa. But they're talking about Ayana's marriage and everything, how she married an Italian. What if his father somehow makes Alexander marry someone in the family who's also Russian to like cover up the disgrace of Ayana marrying an Italian? Poor Drea. I feel like that's where this is heading. I don't know, but I hope not. God, I hope not. Or what if he has Arturo, which is Ayana's husband, killed, or tried to, because Arturo is he's a bad bitch. He's my number one out of all the guys in the series. Yeah, guys, I was right. Look, listen what the grandpa said. Well, I guess it's a good thing you have 3 perfectly healthy sons who could take her place, isn't it? Bitch! Don't. We just found out that Alexander's dad and their mom was an arranged marriage. I didn't know that. Wow. This is about their parents, right? His parents. There was a bedtime story they used to tell us when we were kids about the time my mother tried to strangle him in his sleep as retaliation. My father threw her off the 2nd-story balcony into the pool. That is not a bedtime story. Oh my god. This grandfather, man, I hate him. He said, I don't care about the promises you made to your dead wife. You will do your duty. In 6 months' time, one of your sons will be in Russia to marry Anna Tarasa. End of discussion. First of all, who the fuck do you think you are? You're not Papa anymore. You have no rule. Have a killed. Okay, so the dad was like, said, if they're not, he gritted out. And then the grandfather said, then you will be replaced. Nigga, first of all, how do you have that power? Second, he said, go ahead. Ooh! Alexander, your dad is a baddie! Yes, I was eating Takis. Mind your fucking business. Alexander just said he'll marry the girl. Because his dad's freaking out or everything. Because he threatened Ayana, right? Which is his daughter. And then the grandpa left and now he's freaking out, talking about something. He threatened Ayana if we don't do it. And then he said, oh, I know we'll solve this. I'll marry the girl. No, fuck you're not! No, fuck you're not! And watch it be conveniently eavesdropping and then hear him say this, bro. Oh, see, I was over here begging for the conflict, right? Like, hurry up, we're already 50% through. I need to know what the conflict is. Bitch, I wish I didn't know, bro. I wish I didn't know. What the actual fuck, Alexander? He's about to marry a different girl in 6 months, and then it just clicked to him that he will never see Drea again if he does. And bro, and watch I read this, and it says that she overheard that part. Watch, just watch. Crazy idea, just, spitting fire. But what if, since your daddy is the Bratva Butcher, since he annihilated a whole family, like a whole family tree off the fucking surface, like the planet's surface, why doesn't he just, do that to them so you don't have to marry another bitch? Right! He just told her. Fuck! We are on chapter 28 and it's Drea's POV. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Saliva dripped from his mouth into mine and I moaned, my eyes rolling back in my head. I don't care how much I love a book or the characters in it. That will never be attractive in the slightest. That is disgusting. That is revolting. That is atrocious. Ew! Ew! Okay, listen to this. Oh fuck, I think I'm gonna throw up. Dayton whined, one hand covering his mouth while the other stayed over his eyes. Relax, kid, it's just sex. A perfectly healthy and normal bodily action between two consenting adults. Stop freaking out. I laughed at the look on his face. Easy for you to say. You didn't get a close, unobstructed view of his bare ass. I am starting to really like Dayton, and I didn't think I'd ever say that. Seeing how at the beginning when I first met him, I thought he was an asshole, and I hope he died. But yeah, I'm kind of loving him. We are on chapter 29, I think. So if I can finish that in the next 10 minutes, the next chapter, then I'm going to finish it. But if I don't, I'm going to sleep either way. Yeah, and we'll continue this tomorrow. Listen, I stayed low, scuffling forward on my feet and pulling out my gun. A girl's scream came from inside the car as the bullets rained down. I frowned. I never would have pegged Drea as the type to scream in the face of danger. I peeked over the hood of the car, catching a glimpse of the car reloading through the window shield. I could see Drea frantically trying to get out, ramming her elbow into the window over and over again. In the back, see, Dayton was screaming. I rolled my eyes. I should have known it was him. Dayton, you little bitch. I love you. I do, Dayton. Not as much as I love Alexander, but I love you. You're a character. You add a little pizzazz. You add a little character to his whole story. Love you. But you are a little bitch. You know what I just peeped? Why don't, they need a Volkov, right? To, create, to get married to one of the people so they could have the whatever alliance, okay? Why don't they get the cousin who tried to get Ayana raped and murdered? Why don't they make her get married to one of the guys or something? Ah, she's a Volkov. Her dad is his uncle. She is a Volkov. She is part of the Pakon's family. Right. Right. It is 11:24. We are on chapter 30. We are 69% done, and we are on page 274. we will continue this tomorrow. Guys, let's do a little recap of what just happened in that chapter. They found the cousin. They kidnapped her. Her guards came out. They started shooting. Dayton screaming like a little bitch. Okay? So then they end up killing it. She and Drea end up getting out of the car and smacked Alexander across the face because he left her in the car when she could have helped. She locked, but I'm not a genius or nothing, so don't quote me on this if I'm wrong. And I don't know, give me devious back shots if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure you can unlock the door from inside the car. Can you not? And she wasn't in the back seat, so there's no like child lock. She was in the passenger seat. But yeah, so then they ended up picking up the bodies and putting them in the car, you know. That's pretty much all that happened in that chapter. Which I love, by the way. I'm really realizing that Alexander might not have to get married to solve that little issue they had. They could send that ugly, betraying ass cousin of theirs over there. You know what I mean? Anyways, yeah. I'm gonna go to bed and we'll continue this tomorrow. Sayonara, bitches. I'm not a genius or nothing, so don't quote me on this if I'm wrong. And I don't know, give me devious back shots if I'm wrong. He's giving he was never loved. In my opinion, the quickest way to get your man hard is to bring up your previous love interest. Said no one ever!